how's it going? My name is Joy and this is An Ex Joy. Today's reading is on moon manifestations, and we're going to be looking at the question, multiple questions, but the main question of how can I step into the person I need to be in order to obtain my manifestations? And so this is to kind of coincide with the full moon in Virgo coming up, and to just kind of hone in those Virgoian qualities of practicality, organization, analysis, and all of that fun stuff. And I wanted this video to channel energies for the collective to validate and reinforce necessary actions and practical planning needed to achieve your meaningful manifestations and step into the person you need to be in order to do so. I know it's a full moon right now. Well, not right now, but by the time I edit this video and upload it, it'll be around the time of the full moon in Virgo. So full moons are usually about culminations, about harvesting, about, kind of soaking in what seeds were planted in the prior weeks. So with that said, usually new beginnings don't happen without endings. The beautiful cycle of life and all of that. Before I keep blabbering on, I want to say thank you so much for the new subscribers that have joined our bundles of joy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. I'm blown away by the support and the overall energies that this collective has given me, and I'm just so excited that we passed the 100 subscriber mark. Yay! Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting me. And let's get on with the video. Okay. So we have 4 piles today. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. If you need a minute to hone in on your pile, please do so now. You can pause the video anytime. And if not, then you've probably already clicked on the timestamps listed down below. All right, I'll see you at your pile. Hi, my pile ones. I hope you're doing well. If you've chosen this crystal, then this is your pile. So first off, we're gonna go into energy check-in, and then we're gonna identify the manifestation, how far you've come, and then we'll go into the meaty, who do you need to be in order to fulfill that manifestation, and how you can step into being that person in order to obtain your manifestation. So for your pile, it's really interesting because every time I try to pull out a card, and I only asked for one specific card, I always got 2 cards. So that means that, to me, that kind of means that there is either 2 manifestations you're really working towards right now, or there's another person who you are working with in order to achieve your manifestation. But let's get into your reading because I feel like it's going to be pretty interesting. So this crystal is the magnesite, and let's just show it. So what it is, heating magnesite is a magnesium carbonate crystal that ranges in color from clear to porcelain, white to off pink, and to sepia tones. Its sometimes grooved brain-like appearance mimics its cerebral energy. Who needs it? Intellectuals, Aquarians. Where to put it? Wherever you go to quiet the mind or wake it the F up. When to use it? When you're just too smart for your own good, when you're completely lost in your thoughts or they're running wild, dragging you behind them. Remember, the mind is a powerful thing. You rule it or it rules you. Meditate every day and show it who's boss with magnesite. Okay, So primarily this is the energy you're in. So you might consider yourself an overthinker, you might be a type A, you might be perfectionistic. And if you are, you're so welcome here. This Virgoian energy is definitely for you. As a Virgo myself, with dominant Virgo placements in both my Sun, North Node, and Mercury, I can definitely attest to having that cerebral, overthinking, type A, perfectionistic kind of mentality when it comes to life. And it is something you have because you yourself are someone who knows you can get the job done right. You know that you're the one who can do it the best, and every time you've tried to leave it up to someone else, it's gone in a way where you know that you can do better. So it's yeah. That is the energy check-in for you right now. So if you consider yourself to be an overthinker or type A or perfectionistic in any way, I'm seeing very like coquette, very princessy, very feminine energies. And although I definitely believe in non-binary ways of being, feminine is just to kind of attribute and label certain qualities that are easier to communicate to. Yeah. So your second card here is the lapis lazuli. It is a deep blue stone with deep history, the ancient Egypt. Tutankhamun's eyeshadow, the Old Testament, the High Priest of Israel vestments, and the Dutch Golden Age, Vermeer's palette. Who needs it? Cat people, Leos, anyone who uses the phrase, in a past life, I'm totally convinced I was a... Where to put it? It's a spiritual armor that lets the world know when I walk into a room, it's customary for y'all to bend the knee when to use it. When your thoughts are not your friends, call on lapis lazuli to help get you out of whatever your mind has gotten you into. Ascend your rightful throne. Wow. Okay, so with this card in complementary to this card, it definitely feels like the energy check-in you have right now is that you are very much in your thoughts. You're probably overthinking quite a bit. You're probably very worried about the outcome of something. And it's your mind's just racing. You're like absolutely racing. Like, I don't know if you're tuned in right now, even while I'm speaking. You probably are, but you also might be like me sometimes, who's half listening, half doing something while listening to readings. Cause you're that productive motherfucker. Yeah, you're gonna get shit done, and you're gonna think about all the things you need to do. It feels like you're someone who has a hard time taking a breath. I'm not gonna lie, and that's okay, because you probably have 1,000 things to do, and you're going to be the best person in order to organize and execute that kind of way of which you want things to happen. You're probably the one that runs the household. You're probably the captain in charge. You're a leader in any sense of the word in your daily life, you in your workplace, among your friend group, even in your family. You don't have to be the supposed, like, you don't have to be a parent to even be considered a leader, but you are definitely someone who leads those around other people, and you are considered to be the parents of the group, And with that responsibility comes so much stress. It comes with so much overthinking, because you have to plan out so many different things in order for you to get this done. And that's why your energy is coming out the way it is. And it is definitely nothing to be shameful of. It is something that we all do, and only the best of the best know how to really hone in on this energy and make use of it in a right way. I think this reading is here to remind you that it is okay to take rest, and it is okay to take a step back, and it's okay to just let your mind breathe and have that deep sigh of relief. You're probably someone who is a super hard worker, and knowing that, you should also know that rest is super important in order for you to continue to do the hard work that you do and to continue to show up the way that you can. You need to be able to just take a little break, you know, just have a little treat for yourself, you know, do some self-care, like stuff like that. I feel like we're already getting into the reading without even having any of the cards out. So let's pull out some cards for you. Because I can already feel the very like jittery, very anxious, mind racing energy. And again, that's nothing to be ashamed of. I think it is such a superpower to have this high level cerebral way of thinking. So let's get into identifying the manifestation that you are currently going for. And this is a new deck. This is the Dream Weaver's Oracle deck. So Divine Source, please tune me into my pile 1 and the manifestation. Thank you. 4, if the river flows this way. Okay. Tune me into my, oh, thank you. And then we have 8, could it be a dragonfly? And 7, if you hear a Sasquatch sigh. These are new cards, so I'm definitely gonna pull some, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm definitely gonna pull some meanings from the book, but I'm definitely pulled to a lot of the eye imagery here. So again, your mind's eye is very powerful. You're someone who, again, can execute and see things before anyone else can. So you plan things the best and you organize things the best. And this is why your mind's racing so much, because you are responsible for so many things, because you know at the end of the day, you are the one who's going to make it happen, and you're going to make it happen the right way. But yeah, let's go into your cards. Okay, so with the card 4, if the river flows this way, the essential meaning is the importance of going with the flow, feeling the sense of being one with the currents of life, trusting you will never drown as your destiny wants you to go this way. The flow state is a way of surrendering and trusting the benevolent forces of life. It's surprising that we don't spend more time here, as it's an amazing creative place to be, magical and peaceful, yet brimming with potential. Flow state. Flow is a state that's readily accessible through any activity that captures your effortless focus, such as meditation, dancing, painting, or even taking a shower. Right now, you're being invited and guided to go with the flow, to allow the currents of life to move you forward. You don't need to struggle, to plan, or strategize, to resist or push. This is not about effort. The magical river knows where it's going and where you fit into this plan. Allowing surrendering is what's called for now. No matter if the water becomes choppy or feels like it's carrying you down or carrying you away, you will not drown. This is one of the most creative and life-enhancing times for you. And all you must do is allow. When your inspired ideas come to the surface, follow along. Whatever is calling for your attention, immerse yourself in it and see where it takes you. If the river flows this way, go with the current for only the highest good. Just keep doing what you've been doing, weaving your dreams and desires in a graceful rhythm, and all will be well. So, it feels like with this manifestation, identifying it definitely feels like you're on a path of trying to discover what really gets you into that flow state, something that really captures yourself in a way where you don't have to feel all this overthinking energy, where you can kind of just let your mind rest and let yourself go in it and move with it and be in divine timing and trusting in the divine and allowing you to be who you are and where you need to be. And that, again, that sounds very ethereal right now, so I want to ground it down. We will get more cards to ground it down, but I definitely want to just go through these two and see if we can ground it through that. Could it be a dragonfly? Seeing the meaning beyond the illusion of perception, signs from the universe are all around, recognizing the outer world as a living oracle, paying attention to the signs. There are days when you begin to notice just how in sync you are with the world. While you're thinking of a person, they call you, or you see the name on the side of a truck. You might need to know the answer to something important, then you overhear just what information you need in the lyrics of a song on the radio. It's common to develop a relationship to the sign that always shows up when the spirit of someone you've loved or lost is nearby. Oftentimes it is based in nature, like a feather or a butterfly. Maybe a dragonfly shows up to let you know you're on the right track. Now is the time for you to trust those signs in the world around you as a way in which the universe reflects you, witnesses you, and loves you dearly. Pay attention as the entire world is your oracle. Uncanny and serendipitous occurrences remind you of that you matter, that the universe is watching over you. Could it be a simple dragonfly, or is it that a message from spirit sparkling through its wings? Trust these symbolic moments, they are sacred and personal. Wow, okay. So, when it comes to this manifestation, it feels like there are external things in your life, symbolic things in your life that mark your place in knowing whether or not you're going the right way. And with that, trust in those signs, trust in those synchronicities. Whenever you are doing something, thinking about something, and you see the answer, trust in the fact that the universe is supporting you, that the divine source is supporting you in regards to your manifestations coming. All right, and if you hear Sasquatch sigh, the essential meaning: spiritual narcolepsy, seeing through the lens of separation, competition, arrogance, ego, narrow-mindedness. If you hear a Sasquatch sigh, know that they are sad because you've fallen into the trap of spiritual narcolepsy. If you've forgotten your partnership with the universe and instead are working through your ego, you think you see clearly, but you're temporarily blinded to the magic in the world. Perhaps you're comparing yourself with others, or perhaps you are seeing through the lens of lack and limitation, and therefore thinking there isn't enough or that you are not enough. In this moment, you're being called to wake up and remember the inherent divinity in all things and in all people. Perhaps you can't see the magic and mystery because you lost faith, you don't believe, or you've become hypnotized by temporary outer conditions that present as rigid or fixed. You may feel an overwhelming weight and responsibility on your shoulders to make things happen. Yes, life can be truly hard, unfair, unreliable, exhausting, irrational, and chaotic. But none of those things are permanent or personal. Remember, all things must change, and you are now and always have been a conduit for miracles. Wake up, reorient yourself, declutter your thoughts and your environment, and be grateful these episodes are fleeting. You do not need to define your sense of self by outer conditions. This is a time to dive into more self-love and compassion. Cultivate a sense of humor, for you are more than enough. You matter, and life loves you so much. Look to the signs around you. The whole world is your oracle. Spirit has a plan. All right, okay, so it feels like these two are contradictory in messages, but let's piece it together. So, divine source. Okay. So in regards to identifying your manifestation, it feels like you are trying to manifest a creative or a project, something that gets you in a flow state. When you're manifesting, you are someone who, you're trying to manifest something that you're really passionate about, that really makes your heart sing. It is something that, again, it gets you in a state where you stop thinking. And it's interesting because you're so cerebral, because you are such a hard worker, and you are so practical, and you are so good at what you do. It feels like the thing that you're manifesting is something that makes you feel very in tune with the divine. It makes you feel very action-oriented in the ways in which you can achieve it. Again, this is a general reading, so it's going to be different for everyone. But it is in the realm of what you're passionate about. It's in the realm of like manifesting something that, again, puts you in a flow state. And that could be your career, manifesting a career or a job that you really are in line with, that you're really passionate about. That could be a hobby. You might be manifesting a new skill set. You might be manifesting, it could even be a relationship. It could be in the sense of you're trying to manifest something that makes you sigh. Let's go a little deeper. We're gonna go a little bit deeper in that, because I'm not satisfied with it. So, Divine Source, if I can get more specific energies, we have the 9 of Cups in reverse. Okay. So, interesting. With it in reverse, it definitely feels like independence. Emotionally, it feels like independence and being able to maybe not independence, maybe more interdependence. So you're trying to manifest something where you can go alongside your partner. It's like emotionally something that you're in tune with, something that fulfills you. The 9 of Cups usually indicates fulfillment and satisfaction, complete satisfaction, especially in the areas of emotional and romantic kind of endeavors. But with it in reverse, it doesn't feel like you're not trying to have that emotional stability or romantic endeavor. It just feels like you are birthing in yourself within that romantic or emotional endeavor. I keep saying that, but yeah, it feels more like you're trying to you're trying to become whole within yourself and still keep the relationships around you. And you're trying to be in a flow state so that you can still be yourself with your loved ones. If we can have, thank you. We have the 9 of Swords in reverse, as well as the Knight of Wands in reverse. So, in regards to the manifestation that you are trying to have, it feels like you're trying to free yourself from, oh, sorry, did I say Knight? It's supposed to be King of Wands. So, interesting. So it feels like, usually when I speak like that, there's a reason for it. So when it comes to all 3 of them being together, you're trying to release yourself from the codependency and the shackles of being tied down to like one person. It's not saying you're letting go of that person. It's more of saying, you want to free yourself from centering yourself around that one person, and you're trying to get into a flow state where you can not have to think about them so much. You can just enter a state where you can be yourself and not have to worry and not have to like organize and not have to mother and not have to therapize. Oh my god, I'm hearing the song Labor. Let's see who that's by. But my girlies who know. It's the song Labor by Paris Paloma, where she's like, therapist, mother maid, nymph and a virgin. So like it feels like you're trying to get out of this codependent kind of relationship you have with someone, and you're trying to step into a time where you're freeing yourself from the mental shackles of being tied to centering that person. You're trying to go into your own way, into your own state of being, and you're trying to really calm yourself down and being in your own energy, really. And it feels like you're looking towards external things right now as signs for you to know whether or not you're doing the right thing. And it's hard because you are a very cerebral person. You are someone who's very much in a headspace of overthinking, as these cards definitely suggest. So there is a part of you that wants to manifest your personal power back, that wants you to step into who you are and step into the idea of being able to create with the universe and to trust in the universe and allow yourself to kind of flow with the universe. And it feels like when you're around this other person, it might be hard for you to do that. It feels like you have to center yourself to them. And with the patriarchy, all that bullshit, it feels like you might have to do this out of survival as well. So if you are a stay-at-home person, if you are a traditional person or a trad wife, as the internet says, then you recognize how much you want your own independence back. And again, it's not like you want to completely cut this person out of your life, but it definitely feels like you want to be able to be your own person and to have your own things and to be independent in the way you pursue your own passions and be able to focus on you without the responsibilities of someone else, And it definitely feels like you take more responsibility than your partner, and that's not really them being a partner, right? If you're taking more responsibility, like weaponized incompetence is a thing, and what you can do for yourself to kind of empower yourself and to shield yourself from this weapon is to put up boundaries, is to say, hey, like, or to ask for help. Like, sometimes, like, there's a few kind of scenarios I'm getting in my head. So there's one scenario where the person you're with is weaponizing incompetence, saying things like, oh, I don't know how to do this. Oh, but you're so much better at doing this than me. Oh, but like, you should do it because it's like, you're so good at it. Like, things like that, like trying to put, like, what they're saying to you can be complimentary, but only because they know that you will take the responsibility and burden off of them, so they won't have to do the work. And with that, you can just say, hey, why don't I teach you so that next time you know how to do it? Or why don't you look up a YouTube video so you know how to do it? Or, practice makes perfect. These kind of things will help you really center yourself so that you take your power back and allow the person to work the ways in which they need to work, you know? I'm also getting the scenario of you being able to ask for help from other people. So say you had a very stressful day, say you had a really tiring day, say you can't lift something that you know you can't lift. It's okay to ask for help, you know? It's okay to ask your partner, hey, can you do the dishes tonight? I'm really feeling low energy. Or, hey, I literally cannot lift this thing. If you can do it, then it would mean a lot to me. Like, that's not weaponized incompetence. That is asking for help. And there's a difference. There's a fine line and a difference. Weaponized incompetence is when the person can do the thing, they choose not to do the thing, and then they manipulate the other person to do the thing for them. That is weaponized incompetence. Asking for help is when you cannot do the thing, you know you cannot do the thing, and someone else can do the thing, and you ask them because you cannot do the thing. And that's okay. And it feels like with you, again, take whichever version it resonates in, but with you, it feels very much like you're someone who usually takes on that burden and takes on that responsibility. Like, I already picked up on such a hardworking and overthinking kind of mind because you're so responsible for so many things in your life. And what's needed from you now in order for you to get the manifestation that you deserve, you know, a life back that you deserve, is being able to put your foot down or ask for help. Again, there's two scenarios, but whoever you're dealing with right now needs to know that either A, they need to step up in order to be with you, or B, that, you know, they need to be a ally to you, and whatever that means, you know. For you. And again, it doesn't have to be like a romantic partner, although it's giving a lot of romantic partner vibes. It can also be someone you're very close with, like a close friend or a close family member, just someone like in your immediate circle who knows that you're going through a hard time, or knows that you need help right now, or knows that you want to step into a powerful position of being yourself and being you and being able to do things that you want to do. You are more magical than you know. You are meant for a magical, meaningful life. And you are the magic that you're looking for, darling, dear. So, you know, I feel like we covered all the bases with in terms of the questions that we're answering. We didn't really do it in the order that like I normally do it in, but it kind of just like kind of vomited out of me, and that's okay. Sometimes that just happens. We're gonna get a couple of closing messages in regards to some self-care things that you can do right now in order for you to step into the person you need to be. What can my pile ones do in terms of self-care? Take a walk. Yeah, clear your head, you know, go outside, get some space from this person. That will really help. Anything else? That's too many. If I can just get like, oh my lord, thank you. Make a vision board. Ooh, that's a wonderful one for you. All right, because I feel like you're on this new journey. Right now you're shedding the skins of centering this other person in your life, and you are now at a point where you are centering yourself, and I think that's perfect, you know. Again, we have the number 33 here, so it is a very heart-centered thing for you to do in order for you to obtain your manifestations, is for you to really step into this person of yourself, of being yourself, of trusting in the universe, of being able to take a step back and let other people do what they need to do and not have responsibility over all of their bullshit, because you deserve time for yourself. This is your life. This is the life that you're gonna live, and you have one life to live. And so you can't be wasting time on these dusties. Sorry, I don't mean it like that. You can't be wasting time on these people who are taking advantage of your kindness and taking advantage of your ability to work hard, Yeah. Because again, you are such a powerful individual, and you know that, and you know that you can do the job well. So now it's time to focus in on what you want in terms of being able to manifest the dreams that you want to do, and just take that step inwards and to even meditate. Going for a walk is also a form of meditation. So even doing that just to clear your head is gonna do wonders for you to have the next steps in order for you to do what you want to do. So in terms of your manifestation right now is being able to pull away and decenter the individuals in your life that are taking too much of your time, and centering yourself so that you have time for yourself. That's the manifestation that you're currently pulling in. And how you're going to be able to do that is being able to set in those boundaries or asking for help from the people around you. And again, just being able to clear your head, think about yourself, center yourself, make a vision board for yourself, really hone in all that beautiful, hardworking energy that you have and pull it inwards and focus on yourself, because you deserve to have the beautiful energy that you give to other people. You deserve to have that in your own life. Okay. We have one last card because we love their pets. Oh, okay, so you have, it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to be scared. You will succeed in spite of these feelings. So sometimes, again, it might be a bit uncomfortable for you to pull back from these people, because they are people that you love. It's going to be a little uncomfortable to set in those boundaries. It's a little uncomfortable to ask for help when you're very much a hardworking, independent girly. I say girly in the non-binary way. When you're in a very independent person, it's okay to be scared, but you will succeed in spite of these feelings. I'm getting the message of feel the fear and do it anyways. That's what I have for you today, my pile lens. I wish you the best of luck in your manifestations, because you are a magical being and you deserve a magical and meaningful life. I love you so much, and you can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Divine Source believes in you. You got this. Take care. Bye. Hi Pile 2s, if you've chosen this crystal, then this is your reading. We're first going to go into an energy check-in, and then we're going to go into the meaty parts of how you can step into the person you need to be in order to obtain your manifestations. So I did have a whole list of things that we were going to check in on, which includes identifying your manifestation and how far you've come, who you need to be in order to fulfill that, and how you can step into that person in order to obtain your manifestation. But with my pile lens, it kind of went all over the place, so we're gonna see how this goes. Let's do the energy check-in first, and you have Aventurine. What is it? Shimmering Aventurine, the good luck stone, is a translucent green quartz containing particles that create a glittery effect called, appropriately, Aventurine. Its heart-centered, happy-go-lucky vibes are a reminder that this life on Earth experiment is supposed to be fun. Who needs it? Melancholic inhabitants of ruts and funks, anybody with a side hustle, oof, where to put it? In your pocket, on poker night, wherever you encounter people, places, and things hell bent to bring you down to gutter level. When to use it. When you find yourself in a crisis of confidence and it's time to wake up, clean up, and re-up your shine. Show off your sparkle. Yeah, all right. So in terms of the energy that you're bringing in right now, I actually have an entry, so I'm going to pull it out. Pull out this beautiful crystal for you. It really does feel like you're in a state of kind of being in a more down mood. You might be someone who you might be bedridden, or you might spend a lot of time in the bed. And I do that too, so no judgment here. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes you're just emotionally exhausted. Just exhausted from life, that like honestly the bed is your best friend, and I understand that. I completely understand that. So when it comes to your energy, there might be a lot of emotional pain, a lot of fear, a lot of imbalance, a lot of blocks when it comes to your heart space. But with this Great Aventurine, we're trying to balance your energies and give you a lot of love and prosperity. Yeah. So let's shift into that so you can obtain the best type of manifesting that you wish. And let's get into your reading. So let's go into some oracles in terms of checking in with your manifestation. I'm gonna pull one card from this deck, and then we're gonna get into the deeper manifestation. So, Source Divine, for my pile twos, what are they manifesting? What are they manifesting right now? What are my pile twos manifesting? An overall idea of what my pile twos are manifesting. Thank you. You have let your dreams be woven true, and when you feel the magic sing. It feels like you're getting your voice back, but we're also gonna go deeper and get some tarot cards just to emphasize the details of what you're manifesting. You have the Ace of Wands. What are my pile twos manifesting? Thank you. You have the Three of Cups in reverse. What are my pile twos manifesting? You also have the Empress in reverse. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. So, in terms of what you're manifesting, is it feels like you're manifesting a new passion project. You're manifesting something that's more in tune with what you're passionate about. You're trying to manifest new opportunities, new growth, new potential, and it definitely feels like you're trying to maybe manifest new friends, especially. So when it comes to you, it feels like, because we have the Three of Cups in reverse and the Empress in reverse, so it feels like the current people in your life are people who are not necessarily people you trust, not necessarily people that you want around as friends. They might be people who are a bit more, but I just don't feel like they're there for you. I don't feel like you can open up to them. I don't feel like you have a voice when you're around them. It feels like you might be in a more melancholic position because of the fact that you feel very isolated when it comes to the people around you, and especially when it comes to your social life, and you're trying to manifest a new social life and a new friends that can kind of like mirror the same energy as you, reciprocate the same kind of energy that you give, the same love that you give, the same careness and kindness, and someone that you can sing with, someone that you can tell your dreams to, someone that that gives you confidence. It feels like the people that are currently around you, because we have these two cards specifically, the Three of Cups and the Empress reversed, it feels like you can't really trust them, and it's hard for you to really be yourself around them. And so what you're trying to manifest now are people who can really be there for you, give you the attention you need, give you the support you need in order for you to be yourself and feel comfortable with being yourself. Someone that gets you out of bed. It kind of feels like you're looking for friendships, and I say friendships specifically because of this Three of Cups here. It feels like you're looking for friendships that can like get you excited to go out of bed, like get out of bed, get going, call you up, be there for you, like hang out. Like it really feels like you're manifesting something more when it comes to your heart, people that really can connect to your heart space and again feel comfortable around. All right, let's look at how far you've come in regards to this. Let's see what card I want to get. Okay. How far has my how-tos come in terms of their manifestation? Oh God. Freedom. Oh, okay. You're free to do what you choose. So it feels like you have let go of these friendships that no longer served you, and you're on a space of where you have the choice and decision of where you go next. And if you haven't let go of your friendships, you are in a space where you have the power to choose what you want to do with these friendships. When in regards to how far you've come in this manifestation, it feels like you've come pretty far. It's now really up to you in regards to being able to make the decision and effort of letting yourself be yourself with new people or new relationships, new friendships, new groups, new clubs, and it's up to you in terms of being able to get out there. And that's a lot more easier said than done as someone who does like to hang out on my bed all the time, and who would rather just do that it's hard to put yourself out there. I'm also very introverted in nature. I'm a very shy girl, so I know how hard it is to have the confidence to express yourself and to be yourself with new people, especially. Because especially with how judgmental people can be awful, you know, people can be super mean, and it's not the vibe, not the energy that we want, and it feels like people have been like that to you in the past, so that's why you're having a hard time moving forward. So having this freedom card here is a little like tongue-in-cheek, you know, it's kind of hard to like want to like recognize that that freedom that you have because of the past pain and the past experiences that you've gone through. Again, it's not easy in this superficial kind of society that we have nowadays, especially. It's not easy to trust people and get that core group of people in your life, and especially if you are an adult and you're past the years of being in school. It's really difficult to find people to hang out with, and it's really difficult to find consistent friends who will be there for you. It's really difficult to trust new people. It's a lot harder to like cultivate strong bonds and strong relationships with new people because in adult years, like, you know, everyone's busy. Everyone is prioritizing themselves or others, and it can kind of make you feel super depressed. And I personally felt that way. I've personally felt really down in the dumps because it feels like I prioritize a lot of people and they don't do the same, and it can feel very heartbreaking, and it can feel like, oh, what's the point? Like, I'd rather just stay in my bed and like just kind of focus on me and do me and just like, you know, not have to deal with all this pain. And with that, like, I'm giving you a huge hug right now because, again, like, I know what that feels like. It just doesn't feel good. But this is a hard message to deliver. It is the message of fall 100 times, get back up 101. And you know, like, you won't be able to meet those people and cultivate those experiences and to cultivate that great relationships unless you go out and put yourself out there. You know, you have to have the motivation, the willingness, the drive, the work, because relationships are work, you know? It's not a one-time thing, you know? It is something that you have to continuously go to, continuously uphold. It's like taking care of a plant. It's like taking care of a pet or a kid, you know? It's something that you have to continuously practice in order to uphold a strong relationship. Now, that's a really hard message to like get, but it is true, you know? And if you're having a hard time meeting someone, maybe going to past friends that you might have felt out of touch with and reconnecting with them, being like, hey, like, I know it's been a while, but I really miss hanging out with you. Like, you don't even have to start with that. You can just be like, hey, I know it's been a while. What you been up to? Like, it'd be nice to catch up, you know? And just maybe going back to those people that you might have fallen off with, just because of, you know, time, other priorities of life, general life, you know? It's okay to want to backtrack and seek out those relationships again, you know? I bet you those people would be more than thrilled. They'd be ecstatic you know, to have someone like you get in touch with them again. But I understand that when you're in a low energy and when you're not feeling that great, it's hard to reach out like that. But it is your choice. It is your choice whether or not you want to continue to kind of like isolate and hibernate and spend some loving energy with yourself, or it is also your choice if you want to reconnect with others, find new connections with others, and look for that freedom in regards to what you want to manifest, because it does really feel like you want to manifest these reciprocal loving relationships, and in order for you to do that, it's going to take some work. And you know, for me, that's a hard pill to swallow. Like, I am someone with a huge fear of rejection, and like I have a really high sensitivity, and like because of my past, like I've gone through a lot of bullshit with a lot of people, a lot of nonsense, and a lot of betrayals and backstabbing and manipulation and all these horrendous things that friendships can sometimes bring. But because of those past experiences, it has given me a stronger, wiser outlook on how to choose the people I want to get close to. And with that said, I hope that your experiences in your past has also given you the knowledge and the wisdom in order to move forward with people in your life. Because again, it feels like you know what you want and you know how to get there. And it's up to you in order for you to get those relationships back, you know? Or again, get new relationships and put yourself out there. And it could be as simple as frequenting a place. Maybe you have a favorite bookstore that you like to go to, a favorite cafe, or maybe you like to go to a specific yoga spot all the time. And you know, sometimes it's frequenting that place so much so that you end up making relationships with people around you. And sometimes you have to be the first one to say, hi, my name is, and being able to, sorry, I'm hearing Eminem's like Slim Shady song, sorry. But sometimes it's you who has to be the first one to put yourself out there and make the first approach, you know? And you never know what your response is going to be. And because of your past experiences, you'll know how to interact with those people that respond to you, and how to react to those people, you know? Like, you might not have like an everything friend where they do everything with you, but you might have a friend that you really like going to yoga with, or a friend that you really like hanging out at that bookstore, or a friend that you see at that cafe. Like, you know, you become a regular and you make friends with the barista, and it's just kind of nice to see that friendly face and say hi. And maybe that's enough for you, you know? Small steps are amazing when it comes to getting out of that rut and getting out of that routine and getting out of that headspace that can put you down, you know? I'm saying you know a lot, so it feels like you know all the things that I'm telling you, and you've already kind of gone through it in your head, and you might have already watched more readings when it comes to this exact scenario. You might have watched like pick a card readings in regards to who's your next friendship and stuff like that. So it feels like everything I'm telling you is just reinforcement for you. Everything I'm telling you is just a confirmation in your psyche, in your brain, for you to like just really hone in on it and be like, yeah, okay, yeah, for sure. So, with that, we're gonna get a couple of cards. Because we kind of answered the question, who do you need to be in order for you to fulfill that manifestation? And again, it's just someone who's putting themselves out there. It's being this Ace of Wands. It's being this more collaborative and more open energy to those around you. And again, no one's going to be able to decide that other than you. And then how you can step into being that person. We'll get some self-care for that. How can you use your hands? And this person's making pottery, so it feels like maybe getting a friend who has the same interests as you would be really good in terms of diving back into your own interests. Can also be how you can get into being that person that you want in order for you to obtain the relationships you want around you. Ooh, dream journal. Yeah. So it feels like being able to write down all the experiences that you've had. You might be having like dreams of past relationships that you need to be like kind of taking into account, just so that your conscious mind is like, oh, that's what it meant. Oh, that's what this dream meant. Oh, like you might be seeing people from your past in your dreams that you want to reconnect to. Things like that. In terms of how you can step into being that person you need to be, you're already doing it, You're already doing it by giving yourself rest as well, by giving yourself adequate sleep and adequate kind of attention towards in yourself. And I think that's why you've come so far in regards to your manifestation. It's because you've done so much work on yourself. You've given yourself so much rest. You've given yourself so much peace and so much time to kind of meditate and isolate yourself, to know yourself more, that you can now step into your hobbies, into the things you love again, step into relationships that you want to be in. We'll get one more. Oh. Yeah, look for fairies, which is wonderful because this is my fairy deck that I thrifted. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, so if you're having a hard time connecting with in real life people right now, and it's still a little bit more hesitant for you to want to put yourself out there, maybe diving into your spiritual kind of practices. Maybe you're someone who really likes psychedelics, because I'm seeing a lot of mushrooms here. So you might be someone who is very spiritual, who likes to look inwards and be inwards. And with that, you can always dive into your spiritual team. You can always dive into the spiritual realm if you need that kind of relationship. If you want that reciprocal energy in terms of being able to harness your own power for new relationships to form, you can form relationships with your spiritual team if you're not ready to get out there in real life people yet. That's totally cool. So in terms of how you can step into the person you need to be, there are a few options. Again, you can either go back into your passions and go into your passion projects and put yourself out there through your activities, because you're developing relationship with yourself and you're getting yourself out of a negative headspace by just doing something that you love, something that you care about, something that you're passionate about. And with that can come relationships, and if not, it just means a even greater relationship with yourself. And it's your choice. The whole point of this reading is that it is your choice in terms of what you do next and what you want to do next. These are just possible solutions that you could do. Again, you can also continue to isolate, continue to be with yourself and sleep it off and have that time to really dive into your own subconscious and unconscious work by doing dream journaling. Or you can even step into your spiritual practice and just continue and go even deeper into connecting with other realms, other beings. If you're into that, your guides, your spiritual team, any of those kind of things will kind of get you out of this funk and get you into a space where you can go back into your heart and have that reciprocal energy that you crave. I got one last card for you. Ooh, the truth is you're far more capable than you feel. And I think that's a perfect card to end it off with, because I think that's very true for this pile, is the fact that you have so much, I hate when people say this, you have so much potential, but like, it's true. So let me say it in a different way. You have the choice to feel the way you're feeling, and you might not have the choice to feel the way you're feeling, but you definitely have the choice in how you respond to that and how you take care of yourself and your feelings because of that. I'm getting this TikTok in my head where it's like, do the hard thing, and it's very tough love. And this is a reading that felt like a very tough love reading, where it's like, choose your hard. You can either it is hard to just like stay in your bed and be isolated and not do anything and scroll on your phone. Like, I understand that it is hard to do that. Or it's also hard to, do the thing you're passionate about, get up and look at your feelings, or, reconnect with that person, or go into your spiritual practices, or go back into your hobbies, or dive into your unconscious, or, it's like, choose your hard, like, it's just the outcome, which is really your choice. It's some tough love, and if you're still here with me, I want to thank you so much. Divine Source wants to thank you so much, and it wants you to know that you have the capabilities and the freedom to choose your life and choose where you go next. So it is up to you, my dear friend, to achieve your manifestation. So choose your heart, get in there, you got this. We believe in you. Take care, and I hope you have a great day, night, or evening whenever you're watching this. Bye. Hi Pile 3, how's it going? If you've chosen this crystal, then this is your card. So we're gonna get into the reading by doing an energy check-in first, and then we're gonna go into the main question of how can I step into the person I need to be in order to attain my manifestations. And it's either gonna be that it will just kind of naturally go throughout the reading. If not, I do have prompts of identifying the manifestation, who you need to be, and how you can step into that person so that you can fulfill your manifestations. So this is our card for energy check-in, and you have the card of Danbarite. This is what it looks like up close. It's very pretty. Also, apologies. I changed my my shirt because I took a shower. So yeah, what is it? Like the beta blockers in Grandma's medicine cabinet, Danbury twinkling, effervescent energy takes the edge off with its serious feel-good vibes. Who needs it? Emos, goths, buttoned up white-collared stress cases. Where to put it? Wherever you want to do some elevated thinking, feeling, dreaming, being. When to use it? When the daily grind has ground you into the pavement, when you feel like launching into space but lack astronaut training. Vibing with Danbury can help divert your busy mind away from its pesky, physics-ruled orientation. There's somewhere else out there. Flip on the high beams and explore. Turn on your electric light. So with you guys, I'm getting a very like serious demeanor, a very I immediately hunched up my shoulders, so it feels like you're undergoing a lot of stress, and that's probably what's causing this serious demeanor. Even when I'm talking right now, I have more of my my voice that I have in more professional settings, as well as whenever I go see my family. Oddly enough, I have this voice, but I find that whenever I do have this voice, it's because I'm in a more high stress environment, more in a space where I need to be more composed, where I need to be more attuned with myself. So it feels like that's what energy you guys are checking in with right now, just in a vibe that's a little bit more composed, more serious, more a bit more stressed. And you know, it happens, like stress is gonna come in life, and you know that, so you have a way of coping with it by also probably presenting a lot more professionally. So that's the energy that you're taking on. We're gonna get into the rest of your reading, and we're gonna do the question of identifying your manifestation. So, Divine Source, please give us a couple cards to identify pile 3's manifestation. If we can just have a couple cards to identify pile 3's manifestation. Wow, you guys are kind of blocked. And I feel that, I understand that. You know, it happens in life. There you go. Sometimes you just, you know, a little extra time and patience, and everything will be fine. So you have the cards for the wind that blows our sail. And all the shoes fell from the sky. Interesting cards. In terms of what it means for your manifestations, definitely feels very material and intellectual. So, because you have both wind and sky, so that definitely makes me feel like it is a more intellectual, more communicative base manifestation you're drawing in. But let's get a little bit more details. Okay, actually, they're telling me to read the book, so I'm gonna read the book for this one. And by there, I mean Divine Source as per usual, as well as your guides, my guides, and any other benevolent beings here to aid in your manifestation process. So 26. This is forward movements coming out of a slow period, a time for action. This is a time for action. Your obstacles have dissolved, you're integrating the deep work you've been doing, and you are on the other side of that dry spell. How wonderful to now have the energy to take the next steps unencumbered by the past. This is a time of new beginnings, of the excitement that comes with seeing your dreams coming to fruition after challenging work. Others may call you lucky, but you know that work it took to get here. This time of expansion is not one to take lightly or for granted. Smooth sailing is not always offered to you, especially as you ventured into uncharted territory. Now the wind that blows your sails is steady, and you feel the hand of the divine next to yours on the wheel. Stay in touch with that partnership. Stay awake and aware as waves can rise up and out of nowhere. Have confidence that you are sailing in the perfect direction for you toward a destiny that will flourish. Go the distance. And that is paired with all the shoes fell from the sky. And the central meaning is waiting for the other shoe to drop. Expectation of failure as a means of self-sabotage. Fear of success and not trusting in good fortune. Oh, those are, again, very dialectical sides that you got here. Sometimes when good things are presented to us, we keep our guard up because we're still expecting the worst to happen. We exaggerate our fears, or we get triggered and begin to speak about what is missing, what does not work, what could go wrong, or why we shouldn't attempt something. We may genuinely want something, but push it away, rationalizing that we won't get it perfect. This mindset is actually a way to exert control over an outcome. You can neither fail nor succeed when you keep yourself suspended, staring at the proverbial shoes falling from the skies. It's easier to remain in stasis than to take risk and move toward your dream or take action to build something better. This card generally tells you it's time to shift your thinking. Nothing will ever be perfect, and there will always be a shoe drops here and there. That's life. If you don't step forward toward your dream, you'll regret it. So summon your courage, and the dream weavers will weave their magic of protection around you and shower you with love. All the shoes may fall from the sky in some other universe, but not in yours. Oh, interesting. Okay, so like, it definitely feels like there's this fear around moving forward. Although you are moving forward and you are trusting in the divine, there is still something in the back of your head that kind of keeps you a bit in a state of stuckness, let's say. But let's get into it deeper in terms of identifying your manifestation. Okay. So you have the 7 of Pentacles, and you also have the King of Wands in reverse. So, yeah, okay. It feels like usually the 7 of Pentacles is a card of working hard. Let me double check that though, because oh, interesting. Okay. So usually the 7 of Pentacles is actually just a man who is looking over the hard work he's done, the labor he's done. I think that really coincides with for the wind that blows our sails. I think they're very similar in the sense of there's a version of you that has gone the distance with something. And it feels like that is it's probably either a passion project, a career related endeavor, somewhere where you're in a leadership position with this King of Wands in reverse. Paired also with all the shoes fell from the sky, it definitely feels like there is a sort of insecurity when it comes to being in a leadership position. So I'm sensing kind of like imposter syndrome. It feels kind of like what you put in the past didn't really give you the results that you wanted. It didn't really bear fruit what you wanted, but it is kind of over now. And that's what makes you a little hesitant to move forward in this position. But how does that really this really relates to how far you've come in terms of your manifestation. It feels like there's like a fear when it comes to continuing on, because you feel like your manifestation won't it won't bring you the fruits of your labor. So it feels like when it comes to what your manifestation actually is and identifying it, it feels like it is something career related. It is something where it's like, or passion project related. It could be that you're in a school project and you want to get an A on this group assignment, and the group isn't working as hard as you. It could also be you are a boss or a manager and the team isn't really listening to you. It feels like there's this sense of authority that you have to put in, and here's where my professionalism and tone comes in. It feels like there's this sense of authority where you have to uphold, and this professionalism that you have to maintain, but it's not giving you the kind of respect that you want. And I feel like that's what you want to manifest. You want to manifest this type of respect and governance and leadership and others. And because it's not happening, it feels like there's like this imposter syndrome happening between you and your peers, your co-workers, your subordinates. Again, take this as it resonates, because this is a general reading, but it does definitely feel like you're moving in a backwards direction when it comes to leadership, and that's not where you want to go. So when it comes to how far you've come as well, as we were saying, it's just it just feels like you've tried many methods in the past, and it just hasn't really like gotten you. It's gotten you far. Don't get me wrong. You're in the leadership for a reason. You're still probably doing well either in your school project or at your workplace, you know. It just feels like the shoe can fall from the sky, you know, like that, like there's something that's gonna drop in terms of one day, like something like will happen and you won't have that same kind of level of control, same kind of level of respect that you have worked hard to get, because it's taking so long and so much work to already get here. And you're seeing, like, with the Seven of Pentacles, you're seeing like a bit of results, but not where you want it to be. But like you like, and that's why it feels like if you continue, it kind of feels like an area of where you might feel like it won't, like, taking a break might be necessary, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, as I was saying earlier, it does definitely feel like you worked really hard. So the Seven of Pentacles is about hard work. It is about just kind of taking a step back to admire the fruits of your labor, and you're doing that. You're doing that in terms of reflecting upon the work you've done and where you need to go. But it also feels like it was a lot of work. It took a lot of energy to get there, and now it feels like things can change at a minute's notice, and you won't be in control. So in terms of manifestation, it feels like you want this control over your environment, especially. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, there you go. It took me 15 minutes to get there, but we got there. So who do you need to be in order to fill that manifestation? I'm actually going to take from this deck. So for my pile threes, who do they need to be in order to fulfill this manifestation? Who do my pile threes need to be in order to fulfill this manifestation? Okay, thank you. I'm also gonna take from this deck too. Who do my piles? Thank you. That was fast. All right. So So there's a few cards. You have first counseling. You heal with kind words, wise advice, and an empathetic ear. Ooh, okay, so stepping into counseling in terms of kind of like softening your shell. It definitely feels like softening your shell around your environment, and the people in that environment will help reduce the stress. And I know that is hard because like there's this professionalism that you built up in order to be where you are. But it's definitely reminding me of a time where I worked at this restaurant called Fresh, and there was a newer manager that came in, and he was a younger manager, so he really wanted to kind of like have this authoritative demeanor, to have more respect, even though he didn't really know what he was doing. And because of that, like everyone in my cohort, my section of the bar, because I was a bartender slash juice maker, we didn't really like honor that respect. We didn't really see like the compassion or the kindness that he could have entailed as a manager. We just kind of saw a really harsh version of him. So with that, I feel like with that story, it's just kind of to remind you that having respect doesn't always have to come in a very professional manner. It can always come from kindness and compassion, and being able to see the other people around you as people that are working hard, you know? Because it definitely feels like with this, with what your manifestation is that like it feels like there's a lot of weight on your shoulders. And with who you need to be, it is someone who kind of takes a step back and is a leader that can recognize the greatness in others, you know, even if it's small things like, hey, like I'm so glad you did the bibliography on the group assignment, thank you so much, that was so awesome, you did it perfectly. Just having encouraging words like that, or like if you're a manager being like, say you're a retail manager being like, hey, I see you stocked up the back, I really appreciate your help, that was amazing. Just having those words of encouragement and having those communications of compassion, I think will really help you in regards to maintaining this leadership position and strengthening the relationships you have with others. You also have self-responsibility. I am responsible for my life. I acknowledge my responsibility. And you have, when something goes wrong, do you blame another? Have you experienced a situation where you felt cheated or deceived? Are you satisfied with your relationships and career? Open your eyes that you are responsible for everything in your life, good and bad. Pick one situation where things are not as you would like. How are you responsible? Stop blaming others and deal with it. Oh, this is a tough love one. You know, no one else is going to make you happy or fix your problems. Make one change right now. What one little step will help you accept your responsibility? Yeah, okay, so my pile of threes, this is a very tough love. This is a very no-nonsense pile. So apologies if it's not really your cup of tea, if you wanted a more like, let's say, sympathetic pile. This is not it. This is for my baddies that need to really like need to hear the truth. I'm giving you the truth, and it's not something I'm completely comfortable in. I'm someone who likes to like uplift others, but I recognize sometimes tough love needs to happen. And with you guys, the tough love that I need to give you is oddly enough the message of awareness, of being self-aware, of focusing on one activity at a time, of being able to counsel and step into a role of compassion for people around you. Oddly enough, the tough love I'm giving you is the kind of leadership that like, or the kind of messages that I like to give out to others, which is a lot more encouraging, a lot more I don't want to say mothering, but like, it's, if you've ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, it feels like you are approaching things how Toph would approach things, whereas you should be approaching things like how Katara approaches things. And if you haven't seen The Last Airbender, let me just like say it in a more direct way. So it feels like you are a leader that is a bit more tough like this, that is a little bit more like earthy, more grounded, more practical, who kind of gets shit done, but there's like little room for compassion, there's little room for like for recognition of others' work. And so what you need to step into in order for you to fulfill the manifestation of having a solid workplace environment or a solid surrounding for you, this is a very specific message, is for you to step into a more compassionate, more loving, more gentle approach to this environment. I'm also hearing gentle parenting. So if the work environment isn't really like hitting, it might be your parenting style as well. So there just might be an awareness needed in regards to how you're treating others around you and how that's making them feel, you know? I find that especially with workers, if you are in a managerial role, that if you are kind and if you kind of like recognize the work they do, as well as put in effort to help when necessary, or give that like lending ear, give that kind of compassionate, oh hey, like I see that like you're really busy on bar, do you need me to grab you anything? Or like, oh, I see there's a big lineup at cash, do you need me to help clear the line for you? Like small things like that can really help make the workers feel like you're on the same team. And I think that's what's really wanting to be established in these environments, is that the team, the collective kind of organization of being in a group setting and having a more cohesive group setting by being compassionate and by recognizing all the work others are putting in and how you can be there for them. Because at the end of the day, that is what a good leader does. A good leader is tough, don't get me wrong. A good leader is responsible. A good leader does do the disciplined efforts in order to make the ship running, don't get me wrong. But in order for you to be a beloved leader, for things to work even smoother, even more how do I say it, even more cohesive, there needs to be a level of self-awareness, so that you can recognize when you can give that compassion and lend out a helping hand to those that need it. Because a good leader also is one of the people, you know? A good leader is one who is compassionate, who is kind, who is caring. And that's something that is definitely a message that really wants to come through. Like even as I say this, my voice is softening, if you can tell. But there's definitely a softening of your shell that needs to kind of happen in order for you to get the manifestation of having a proper work environment, or having your work go about in a smoother way, you know? Like you've done really great work. Don't get me wrong. Again, you're doing such great work with these people around you. But in order for you to do that in an even more, I keep forgetting the word, so it might be a communication issue too, but in an even more efficient manner, is for you to have this kindness and have this respect for the people around you. Because once they know that you care about them, once they know that you are there for them as well, they will start being a worker for you. They will start having their loyalty go to you. They will start putting in that extra work, the extra hard work that you've been wanting, because they know that you will compensate, that you will treat them well. My partner is one who works very hard. He's happy to stay later hours because his boss is someone who treats him with kindness and respect. His boss is someone who's compassionate enough to realize the situations he's in and make it easier for his life. There's situations like where his boss has picked him up from our place so that he has a ride to work. There's situations where his boss has compensated for the extra time that he's been put in plus more. There's a lot of things that bosses can do, because it definitely feels like you're in a leadership position that shows that you care about your workers. Because at the end of the day, that's what the environment runs off of, right? The workers that are there as well as you. It's a team effort. It's a team building, Sure, there's a captain on a sailboat, but without all the sailors, who's gonna... Why did I choose this analogy? I'm not good at sailing. Who's gonna handle the sail? Who's gonna steer the ship? Who's gonna why did I choose this analogy? Let's do a different analogy. Okay. For example, there is when it comes to sportsmanship, there's a leader, there's the manager of the team, but who performs the work? It is the players, right? And having that good relationship with your with the people who are under you, who work for you, who work with you. And I think that's the mentality shift. It's to be able to see these workers not as people who work for you, but who work with you. Because at the end of the day, you all are striving for the same goal of having this environment, this place be as amazing and great and wonderful and efficient as possible. So for that manifestation to really succeed is for you to take that self-responsibility and awareness, and to recognize that you can give it back to others, that you can be softer with others, that you can give praise to others. Because I think that's very necessary for this teamwork to happen, is for them to recognize the praise and work that they've been doing. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, that was... Yeah. All right, so let's go into the last one, how you can step into being that person. Well, we kind of answered that a bit. So let's just get some self-care cards and some therapeutic cards. Just to kind of, actually, we'll look at this one. We'll get 52 ways to beat stress. So for my pile 3s, as I see 3000 on the clock. So this is a new beginning for you. Taking on the leadership in a new beginning is going to be really great. And a new way, and pivoting towards this type of counseling is going to be great. So we're going to get 52 ways to beat stress, just so you can manage yourself throughout these stressful times. You have peaceful programming. The mind and body are intrinsically linked. Imagine yourself looking calm and collected, and your body will respond. Close your eyes and picture yourself carrying out the day in a relaxed and composed manner. Focus on feeling calm and know that when you open your eyes, you will lead a stress-free day. You also have the pursuit of excellence. Stress is often the result of trying too hard to obtain a particular goal. When you want something really badly, you create tension and anxiety. Learn to pursue your aims without obsessing over it. Yeah, okay, so that's what I was definitely feeling. It feels like when you go into the workplace, you are someone who you have a lot of things that you want to get done, or you have this particular goal in mind, but because you are very stressed and anxious about it, the energy seeps out into the workplace, and because of that, it causes tension with other people. It causes more mishaps to happen. So if you take a second to really calm your mind, recognize that, like, I know things are going to be stressful. Don't get me wrong. Again, I've worked in these environments. I know how stressful it can be. I've worked in restaurant environments. I literally worked at McDonald's when I was 15. So, like, I know how hard and stressful people and customers can be. I can understand how much that can really, like, take a toll on being a manager, especially because I've also had to run cafes on my own. So it is a lot of onus on yourself and a lot of responsibility that you have to take upon yourself. But even when that's happening, finding a way where you can cope with this high levels of stress and still be yourself and still be caring and still be kind and still be compassionate is going to be something that's very, very helpful in achieving your manifestations of what you want this place to be. And it feels like a workplace. Again, we're going to continue on with the restaurant kind of esque examples, because this is how it feels. But yeah, if you want your restaurant to succeed, if you want your place of employment to succeed, then you're going to have to recognize that a lot of that success comes from the energy that you bring. The energy that you bring will spread out onto others. If you're coming in with a high tense, high anxiety, gotta work, gotta make those you gotta work, gotta make those goals, gotta make those I'm having a really hard time with this pile in terms of communication. So it feels like there's just a lot of communication style that has to change and that has to soften. So being able to being able to kind of step back and not focus on the KPIs of the performance indexes, on those kind of really numerical, pinpointy, operational aspects of the business, and focusing more on the people, like the people that are there running the business, and being more soft and being more kind and being more compassionate. I've said this like 3 times, but I feel like the repetition is really to drill into you that it will make a huge difference to those around you if you step up and be a leader like Jon Snow, like someone who's there for the people, who cares about their people. Because once they see that you care, they will step up. You just have to trust in that. You have to trust and have faith in your workers in order for if you're a parent, in your children, in order for them to, you have to give them the opportunity to take that responsibility. Other than having all that responsibility on yourself and feeling like you have to do everything and there's so much hard work you have to put in, and oh my god, like if I'm not there, then everything's gonna explode. Other than having that really high stress kind of mentality, shifting to how can I make the day easier? How can I make this a lot more fun? How can I make this more enjoyable for the rest of either my kids or my workers? How can I spare like a drink for them at the end of the day? Can I give them more percentage discounts off of our clothes or our food? Can I check in with them? Can I have a mental health board that checks in with them to see how they are doing that day, and then follow up and give that emotional work? Because being a leader is not just about the material work for the company or for the house. If you're a parent, it can also be, being a leader is very much about doing emotional work. Half the time it's about putting out fires that happen on a day-to-day basis, and a lot of those fires can be emotional mishaps, can be, oh my god, my boyfriend just broke up with me today and I'm in work and I'm so upset and like I don't know what to do, and being like it's okay, take the day off, I got you. Like being a leader like that, well, I'm getting so emotional, will really show those people that you care about them. Once when I was working at, again, Fresh, I was having this intense anxiety attack. I don't know what happened to me that day. Actually, I remember it was because of a stupid boy, but I was having the worst panic attacks and anxiety attacks that I've ever gotten in my fucking life. And I showed up to work that day just all over the place, and my bar manager at the time, he, different than the other example, he recognized that and he said, "Hey, are you okay?" And he took me outside of the shop and he said, "Things are slow, don't worry about it, just go home, take a rest day, and here are some counseling options." And he literally gave me an email just so I could take care of myself and do a better job at protecting my mental health. And because of that, I worked harder for him. I worked in a better state the next day. I was so there for the team, and it just gave me so much reassurance that I was valued and cared for. And I think that's what's wanted and needed from you, is that others need to see that they're valued, and others need to see that they're worth something. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. This is a long one. This is almost 40 minutes, but someone really needed to hear this because this is an intense one. I'm gonna get a last couple of cards for you here for your therapists to end the reading off. Oh, you have "You are enough, today, tomorrow, always," as well as "Anxiety lies, there is no doom incoming, and you're managing everything just fine." Oh, wow. I think that is so great. I think those two cards really encompass so much that you're doing. Again, this was a very tough love reading, and this one was definitely one, if you stuck around, kudos to you. But yeah, just know that you're doing great. You're doing great, sweetie, and you're managing things so great. And just being able to, share that love and share that kindness to people around you. I think that's really gonna help you transform your manifestation and get it to where you want it to be. So with that, my friends, I hope you're doing well. I hope this seeps in. Remember, you are enough, today, tomorrow, always, and there's no doom incoming. You're managing everything just fine. And with that, my battery just died, so thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Hi, my pile number 4s. If you've chosen this crystal, then this is your reading. So today we're looking at the question of how can I step into the person I need to be in order to obtain my manifestations. And first we're going to do an energy check-in just to see where you're at, and then we're going to go into it to define the manifestation, how far you've come in getting that manifestation, who you need to be to fulfill that manifestation, and how you can step into being that person in order to fully obtain that manifestation. And with your pile, I'm definitely sensing a little bit lighter vibes, which is nice. It's a nice energy to be in. So let's start with your energy check-in. And this crystal is a jasper. It describes a huge variety of opaque quartz stones. From Picasso jasper, I'm going to be prolific, to mookaite jasper, I'm going to lay low and power you up, to red jasper, you're going to want to move out of my way. These earthly babies help align us to our core powers. Who needs it? Air signs, city folks. Where to put it? Wherever you are when you'd rather be barefoot, pulling vibes from the earth below. Think white sand, green grass, yoga mat. Let's use it. When you want to get back into your body after a stressful work week, a long flight, or a lit meditation session, strengthen your foundation. Yeah, all right. So with you guys, I definitely feel a lot more airy, a lot more ethereal, a lot lighter, a lot, just a lot more in the astral for sure. And so when it comes to, it feels like, I feel a bit spacey. So yeah, if you're in that headspace, if you're in the more astral side, if you're in the more spiritual side, if you just come out of like a yoga class, meditation session, a spiritual work, I'm loving that you're doing more spiritual work by being on this tarot reading. I think that's amazing for you. We love that for you. But yeah, that's your vibe. That's your energy right now. Excuse me. I feel like I'm expelling all the professionalism I had in the last pile. So apologies for the cough. Yeah, because even with my voice with this pile, it's a lot more softer, it's a lot more soothing, it's a lot more sensitive. So you definitely are my sensitive babies, my spiritual babies, and we love that for you. So that's your vibe, that's your energy check-in. So let's identify your manifestation and what you're trying to achieve when it comes to right now. So what are my pile fours manifesting? What are my pile fours manifesting? What are my pile fours, trying to manifesting? You have all the magic everywhere. Oh, okay. Okay. You also have, when you feel the magic, sing. And when Coyote calls your name. Yeah, this definitely feels very spiritual. So it might be spiritual enlightenment, spiritual attunement that you're manifesting right now. But we're gonna get into the book just to see, because this is a new deck and we love looking at the book for messages. So all the magic everywhere. The essential meaning is abundance, prosperous potential, being responsible. The law of abundance is operating in your life right now. You are in a time of great potential and possibilities. It's as if everything you've been working for, wished for, and hoped for has brought you to this moment. Synchronicities are everywhere if you open and pay attention. This is your time to fully immerse yourself in the beauty of your life while trusting that all your needs will be met. Magical energy works through you for the highest good of all. What is most important now is for you to have clarity on what you genuinely want to manifest and experience in your life. Be sure you're willing to take responsibility for this and go the distance to create for your co-creation. What do you need to believe for you to receive all the riches you deserve? Can you take a moment to define what abundance means to you? Is it financial prosperity, love, good health, or creative achievement? Be careful what you wish for, because now is the time for dreams to come true. All the magic everywhere is yours to experience. Alright, you also have the card, When You Feel the Magic Sing. The aha moment. On the right track, hope is real, you are being cared for, your partnership with spirit is true, you are not alone, you are being used for a higher purpose. That moment where the light bulb in your mind goes on, your heart goes ding, and time stands still. Suddenly, a bright light reveals something that was hidden, that you've been looking for but didn't know it. When you feel the magic sing, you know the connection to source, to the love of the universe. In that one timeless moment, you realize that time can stretch beyond what you've ever thought possible, and you were given an expanded view and a second chance. More of you is available for whatever it is you need to experience. This is access to more than before, and likely you're not going to know how any of this happened. Now is the time to remember a moment like this in your life and be ready for it to happen again. Perhaps this reflects your current experiences. Regardless, you're about to enter a time of harmony where you will be certain of your alignment with the highest good of all. It's a beautiful feeling to know that your note in the symphony of life is pure and in tune. Use this moment wisely and be conscious of distractions, so when you feel the magic sing and your intuitive pings you, this is a time to receive, expand, and rejoice. And then last but not least, when Coyote calls your name. Divine detours, the value of not getting what you want, or what you think you want. Discovering greater treasures when you are forced to change course. Sometimes you find yourself confused about your direction. You might have been so sure that you were meant for this situation, this love, this job, or this thing, yet you're forced to walk away. All the signs have been pointing to potential magic and fulfillment, but somehow things are not turning out the way you expected or wanted. When Coyote calls your name, you're being given a great gift. This apparent lost detour change of course has been set in motion to give you what you truly need. The dream weavers know the truth in your heart. They know the perfect reflections of your greatest dreams are already available and woven into fabric of your life, just waiting for you to discover them. They are meant to come in a different form than the one you've been attached to. In this moment, it's important for you to surrender expectations and trust in the divine timing and form. When Coyote calls your name, you will know this way was the best way for you after all. Your life is woven true, and the new threads of your experience sparkle. There really was no loss or disappointment at all, only a new meaningful adventure and a beautiful story to tell. Ooh, interesting. So, when it comes to the manifestations that you're wanting to bring right now, it definitely feels a bit interesting, because it feels like you just have ended something with the full moon energies of the full moon. The time that I'm filming this is it's a culmination energy, right? So things have ended. A project might have ended, relationship might have ended, but like let's get into it a little bit more detailed. Can I get more details in terms of the manifestation that my pile number 4s are trying to bring in? What are my pile 4s trying to bring in, Source Divine? Please let us know what my pile 4s are trying to bring in. What manifestations are my pile 4s trying to bring in with more detail? Ooh, interesting. It's a little lost, I'm not gonna lie. And as I say that, the Chariot in reverse pops out. So yeah, you're forced to stand still right now. Oh, and there are more. You also have the Star in reverse as well as the 6 of Swords in reverse. So you feel a bit like a bit of a loss here. Yeah, and you also have the Sun in reverse too. So a lot of reversals. It's not a bad thing. It's just different. You know what I mean? With the sun in reverse, it definitely feels like what you want to manifest is coming towards you. It's just you having to be patient at this time. So with the Six of Swords in reverse, it definitely feels like this change that you're going through is really hard, but it is a momentary, temporary discomfort, and it will pass. So it's kind of weird that this is coming up in terms of your manifestations. It's not really specific on what your manifestation is, but it definitely feels like okay. So I'm getting the reminder of my last video. So with my last video, when I posted it, there was no traction. Like, it got like maybe 10 views in like 2 days, and I was like so upset. I was so sad, and all I was getting was all these tarot readings being like, oh, just be patient. Oh, because I was watching a lot of career readings. I was feeling so downtrodden and so hopeless when it came to my my video, because I love doing this for you guys. Don't get me wrong, but I also love seeing the traction that it gets and the amount of people that I can reach within these videos. Again, I'm very thankful and very blessed that you're tuning in right now as we speak. But as I posted it, there was just like this feeling of failure that I had, this feeling of, oh my God, what I'm doing isn't for me. I shouldn't be a tarot reader. I shouldn't even continue on doing this. Like, nothing's happening with my channel. Like, no one's watching anything. And all these really negative, all these really, really bad thoughts came into my head on like my career. Because this is what I love to do, and I'm a tarot reader, you know, I'm a reader of all sorts, but tarot is something I truly love. So when it comes to you, it feels like that. It feels like there's something that's like super passionate, that you enjoy, something that you really love doing, but you're not seeing the results that you want to see. You know, with this, when the Coyotes calls your name, it kind of highlights everything that's coming in. So it highlights the fact that it feels like you're blocked. It feels like there's no movement. It feels like there's no hope. It feels just like a lot of pressure that you've put on yourself. Excuse me. So with you, it definitely feels like this is a reminder. This reading for your manifestation is a reminder that it is coming. With the Six of Swords in reverse, it's usually of some person on a boat sailing off away, right? So like with that like meaning, it feels kind of like it's hard to, with that in reverse, it's like things are halted, you know. But again, this is only a temporary thing, you know, especially with the sun here. Whenever you get the sun in a reading, it is a indication that things are going to look up and things are going to be brightened and things are going to work out in your favor. But you just have to recognize and remember that it's gonna take a second, you know. It's gonna take a second for it to happen. It's gonna take a second, and you might need to be a little bit patient, because, you know, after those couple of initial days when I posted my video, the next day, bam, started moving traction. The next day, bam, I finally reached my 100 count on subscribers, which means the world to me. Thank you so much, by the way, if you're a subscriber, or if you want to subscribe, join the Be a Bundle of Joy. I would really appreciate it. But again, it took a couple of days for that to happen. And once it did, it was like, bam, the sun became upright, you know? And so as of right now, when it comes to your manifestation, it feels like it's almost there. It's almost there. You just gotta be a bit patient. And with having all the magic everywhere, and when you feel the magic saying come into this reading, it's a reminder that your thoughts, your words will affect your life, and just to be patient with yourself and know that you are more than you know. You're meant for a magical, meaningful life, and your manifestation is coming. It is coming. You just gotta be a bit patient. And I know that's such a hard thing to hear. You know, many times I wanted to click off of so many videos because all they told me was, oh, you just gotta be patient. And I was just like, but I'm sad. You know, like, I totally get it. I totally get it, because it is so frustrating to hear, like, apologies, pile for my partner just came home, so I was not expecting that. Anyways, so when it comes to manifestation, it definitely feels like it's coming. It's definitely coming. So it's got to be a bit patient on that. And it's not really clear on what that manifestation is, so I'm going to say it's going to be a variety of things to a variety of people. It could be the spiritual enlightenment, like I've said, in terms of feeling a little bit more at peace with yourself, but it could also be something as mundane as that loan that you applied for, you know, and it's just about waiting for that to come in. And that's okay. Alright, the next couple of questions don't really apply because it's not like you need to be anyone for your manifestation to come, because we both know it's just patience. So let's look at some self-care things that you can do so far right now to kind of soothe and quell your emotions. Those just popped right out. So you have make a meal, as well as sync with the moon. Wow, that's crazy. Just because we've been talking about the moon a lot, and this is supposed to be in conjunction with the full moon in Virgo. So, well, with sync with the moon, it depends on your time. I don't know if you're watching this as it uploads or maybe later in the year or whatever, because this is a timeless reading like all my readings. So when it comes to syncing with the moon, kind of look at the moon phase you're in right now. Look at what that means. For example, this is a full moon in Virgo in time that I'm filming this, so this really highlights the combination of all the things that has been preset the last few weeks, and analyzing all those things, you know, and organizing your thoughts around those things, making sure that what you did was in a very practical way, and ways to move forward if you want to perfect what has just come into your life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so with this full moon, it's just an event that urges you to stay awake and aware. It's a time to heal, to sit with our pain and heartache and give ourselves compassion, especially. It's an opportunity to detoxify ourselves of any thoughts or beliefs that we are not worthy, or like we are not worthy or good enough. Yeah. It's also a time where you get to reminisce on how you've grown, and the abundance that you have sown and what you get to reap out of that. So just looking at that in terms of what moon phase you're in and what time it is and how that can help you right now. For example, if you were in a new moon in Cancer, then it'd be a great time for you to nurture yourself and take new practical steps, new emotionally driven steps. So taking care of your emotions in new ways that you might have not thought of before. Or if the moon's in Aquarius, it's being able to like detach from your emotions at the time and just kind of dive yourself into friendships, into more humanitarian efforts, stuff like that. So really just see what moon phase you're in and how that's affecting you and how that can help you right now to kind of quell the emotions and just kind of center you in a heart space where you don't have to feel so panicked about your manifestation to come in. You also have the card Make a Meal, which we love. So just make yourself some good food, you know? Nothing gets the mind relaxed more than making yourself a good meal. Oh, I said mood. Making yourself a good meal, maybe ordering something you really want to eat, like a nice delicious treat that you haven't had in a while. Anything like that to kind of get your mind off your manifestation, because sometimes when we think too much about our manifestations, or if we think too hard, or if we put too much pressure on it, it takes even longer to come in. So just kind of focusing on yourself and focusing on how to let go of that manifestation, a little oddly enough, make the time pass by quicker, so it'll feel quicker when it comes to you. We're gonna get a couple more cards of the self-care. Actually, we're getting to get the stress one. So a couple of ways that my pile force can eliminate stress. Interesting. We have the introduction card, which I never got. Just ways in which my pile force can beat stress during this time while their manifestation occurs. Oh, interesting. Okay. So you have two cards that I wasn't expecting for sure. You have the introduction card of this deck, which is, we all experience stress from time to time. Life places a wide range of pressure upon us, which often manifests as stress. Meeting deadlines, dealing with difficult people, moving house, personal relationships, financial problems, and physical illness are some of the common stressors that regularly occur. So being able to identify the stress that's you have right now and recognizing that it's a part of life, you know? And it is a part where we all have to deal with, and we all have to manage. So with your card, you also have create your own. So it's being able to recognize how you feel about yourself and what ways in which soothe yourself when it comes to stress. When a manifestation is about to come and you feel really anxious, what helps you calm down? Is it taking a bath? Is it making a meal? Is it diving into some more spiritual readings, or getting into a good movie, you know, like things that will just kind of help you calm down and breathe just a bit easier during this time. Will help reduce the anxiety around your manifestation coming, and again, it'll come quicker and come easier. So this reading wasn't as long as I thought, but you know, still pretty good. We're gonna close the reading with. Oh, okay. Actually, we're not gonna close the reading just yet. We're gonna get you a couple of self-realization cards, which is vibration. I choose a higher vibration. Practical step is I remove negativity. Negative words and emotions lower our body vibration. What was I talking about earlier? This. To raise our vibration to the highest level, we must change a negative into a positive. Gossip is harmful and hurtful. Walk away or request that it stop. Pessimism lowers our energy vibration. Provide an alternative thought for those who enjoy pessimism. Anger can sometimes be diffused, but maybe not at that moment. It may be best to walk away. When you transform or remove negative energy, you are choosing a higher vibration. Refuse to accept negativity around you. So yeah, I feel like this card really highlights what we've been saying in regards to patience and in regards to just keeping a good mindset. Because with these two cards that we talked about earlier, it just highlights that your thoughts are important and that it can manifest. So being in a more less stressed state and a more easy state, a calm demeanor will really help you right now, especially in regards to your manifestation. I'm gonna get one more card from this. Okay. Enthusiasm. I am enthusiastic. The affirmation is I am enthusiastic. The practical step is I spend time doing something I love. Enthusiasm is contagious. A person who's enthusiastic is joyful and energetic, operating in a high energy flow. Enthusiasm creates optimism and unlimited possibilities. What are you enthusiastic about? Do you have a passion for learning, sports, music, creating? Sometimes we get so busy that we forget to have interests that are exciting and fun. Explore your mind and see what ignites it. Take the time to do something that excites and inspires passion within you. You are enthusiastic. I think that is so fitting when it comes to this reading. It's being able to, we'll put it here. It's being able to get out of that negative mindset and get into an enthusiastic mindset and choosing that higher vibration, or that vibration that makes you in more of a state of love rather than fear. All right, and to end this, I want to get 3 cards for you, just because you're special that way. You have, let's just deal with today. You can deal with tomorrow. Also have, stop calling yourself garbage. You're a blueberry fairy princess. You're amazing. And you have survived every day of your life so far. You really think today will be the one that defeats you? So these are the third pet cards that I have for you today. And I think it does really encompass a lot of what we've been saying. It's just to be patient, just to stay in the present moment and deal with things today. Being able to understand that your manifestation is coming, and because of that, you can have hope. You don't have to be self-defeating or put yourself down because it hasn't happened yet. You just have to give it some time. Just some time for it to come. Just remember you're a blueberry fairy princess and you're amazing. So Yeah, I hope these messages helped you at this time. I know it can be kind of frustrating when the main message is just to be patient when it comes to manifestation. But you know, that is a big part of manifestation, is allowing for it to come and allowing it to come in the way you want to come in. And you know, you could spend your time worrying about it, or you can spend your time enjoying it, feeling excited over it coming. So yeah, those are the messages I have for you today, my pal fours. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great day, night, or evening, and thank you so much for watching.